So now, any questions, my dear friends, you have, post it right next to the video. Let's see, I never know which way to point. Point it in this way. Anyway, type a comment if you have a question. I'm going to answer it during the show. Let's start with the one from Miss Pedegay, who is again back as alumni in my W Listings Bootcamp. And she would like to know, how many of you take a full day off each week? Sunday is supposed to be my day off, but I'm tempted to work, but don't want to burn out from never taking a time off. That's a really good question. Recently, I had a good friend of mine and a good agent, rockstar agent Renee with Remax up in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, right? Renee, you're in Toronto. Asking the same question. There are times, especially on the weekends, especially if you have kids. I know Renee has these adorable girls. It is hard. How do you balance life, family, and a profitable business? Short answers, you can't. We are entrepreneurs. We are business people. We are driven by success, not just money. Money helps, yes, of course. But it's more than that. We want to do the best job possible. We want to be successful. We are aggressive in terms of pursuing the success. We are eager to succeed. We're passionate. Like I'm working on this video course for you. A couple of days ago, I was up at 4:30 writing. I was inspired and I was fired up and I was ready to go. You do the same. So this notion of balance is a fantasy. It's a unicorn running around farting rainbows. Doesn't work. There's no such thing. You cannot have a balanced drive being so driven for success in this business. We live it, we breathe it. That's why it's so hard to find a good licensed assistant. Because a lot of these assistants have employee mentality. They don't understand the drive we have, the need to be the best we can possibly be, to do a good job for our clients, to get paid well, to get the awards, to be on top of that board with all the listings with your name on it, to drive around the neighborhood and see your name all over the fucking place. It feels good. We want that, but majority of people, we are a small group who are this driven. So to think, oh, it's going to be kumbaya and balanced and 4-hour work week, my ass. That does not exist. Not in this industry, not in this business, not today. Nonsense. Don't buy into that. You got to work your ass off. You got to put in the hours. You got to have the intensity and the passion. You got to work hard. It takes a lot of hustle to get there. A lot of hustle to stay there. With that said, yes, you absolutely need to recharge and take time off. Short term, you can push it. It's like a car, you know. Any of you watch Top Gear? I love those guys. You know, the car show, the British car show? They drive top-of-the-line race cars. Even those, there is only so far you can push. There was a Lamborghini race they had on a closed track in Italy. Overheated fucking brakes on a Lambo. That's hard to do. You understand? Even cars built for top speed will overburn, will overheat. You will damage the engine beyond repair. So don't damage yourself. So here are some practical tips that will help you. This is what works for me. Take what resonates, take what you feel will help you. Number one, schedule a day off. Just put it in your calendar like you would put an appointment, like you would put a follow-up, like everything else you time block out 1 day a week. That's your day. That's your day. Family, maybe, and I'll talk to you about it in just a moment. But first, your day. No real estate, no phone, no email, no nothing. Schedule it. 1 a week. That means you have 6 very productive, active days available to you. Put in stuff, first and foremost, that you want to do for you. I'll give you an example. I didn't take the whole day off. You know, I'm not walking the walk these days because we are in the Video Plus production and I'm jamming. But yesterday I took a couple of hours off, went to a local spa. It's like a little spa thing, Korean spa, did a sauna, cold dip, did a jacuzzi, and it was lovely, and a recharge. Those are the things I enjoy doing. Maybe something physical, maybe spend time with your family, with your children, go walk with the dog, go swimming, ride a bike, do something fun for you. Here's why it's important. It will recharge you physically. That's number one. We need to have the stamina. We need to have the energy. So when it's game time, boy, it's game time. It recharges you mentally. Where if you are out there in the trenches, talking to the expireds, working with the FISBOs, showing properties, negotiating offers. I know you shouldn't be showing properties, but you still do. You don't listen to me. So when you do all these things, they require a lot of your focus, a lot of energy, a lot of discipline, a lot of staying with it. You need to have that tank filled up so that you don't run out of juice by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can stay with it. Set up time for yourself. So 1 a week, your day, yours and yours only. Read some books, have some fun, go to the movies, cook something nice. Reconnect with the people around you. Once a month, take a whole weekend off. And again, especially if you have kids. I have two, I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. We had one day on Sunday, just our day. And they loved it, and I don't do it enough. So do that. And then once every 3 to 4 months, spend a little more time with them, a little getaway. A few days to get away somewhere. You will still get the job done because you're kidding yourself thinking, if I just put in more hours, more shit will get done. That's not necessarily true. Yes, you got to do the hours. But sometimes we just work longer hours and we come home at 10 o'clock going, oh, I'm exhausted, to justify. Because if you really discipline yourself and you really organize the day, and this is the important part, the 6 days you do work, you are scheduled, you are on schedule, you are disciplined, you are staying with it. You don't let distractions and interruptions derail your day. And you can see that even in 5 days, you can get about the same amount of work done. No more than 6. Because if you do more than 6, your productivity actually goes down because you just don't have enough juice. You get overrun by objections. You get overrun by sellers. You get overrun by circumstances. Take a day off and enjoy it. And then on the days you do work, be disciplined. Now, even those days need to have a certain rhythm to them, where you start with the most productive things in the morning. Then you take a little lunch, maybe take a good agent to lunch, maybe watch a little video, maybe join me here on the live on Tuesday. Reset, refuel, rehydrate, boom, you go back. Then you take another break, you go back, then you take another break. Like I meditate, I do a meditation around 3 o'clock. I use the Muse, the brain monitor, I put it around my head, I use that. Early evening, late afternoon, when you hit the low around 5, that's my workout time. From 5 to 6, I go work out, take a quick shower, go back to work, then dinner. So the day has a certain rhythm to it. Stay with it and you'll see you're going to get a lot more done, you're going to feel better, and your life will have somewhat of a balance. Now, once you get things going, you have 10, 15 listings on the market, you have few transactions going, you're going to hire staff, you're going to have a full-time assistant, you're going to have a transaction coordinator that will give you the luxury of pulling back. That will give you the opportunity to say, you know what, this is handled by competent people, I can take some time off. So you can bring even more balance and more time to do things you enjoy. But that's going to come. That's going to take 2, 3, maybe 4 years to get to that level where you're making $200,000-300,000 a year, where you can comfortably hand off these things to somebody else. Does it make sense? Is that helpful? Because I know you're gung-ho. I know you're my students. You're rock stars. You're working your ass off. I just want to make sure that you're actually enjoying the fruit of that labor. All right?